All right, sorry guys. I was just journaling this real quick. Mm, Give me 1 second. I honestly have not announced the call anywhere, so give me just 1 sec. Take me 2 seconds. All right. Yo, what's good? What's good? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Happy NFP. NFP's giving us a nice little reaction from the downside. I just got off the call with my private team, private group chat, and I mean the target got hit. I mentioned this low at the beginning of the week because it just seemed very likely that we were gonna make it in here. Now, how deep in here are we gonna make it to? I don't know. But we had an extremely bearish week after we swept all previous weekly highs. We traded into the premium of this wick, right? We took out all the liquidity, 50% and above of that wick. And we've melted towards the downside pretty aggressively. Yeah, this low just needed to get rated. I mean, the way that we kept coming back down for internal liquidity just wasn't it. You could tell that this was going to end up being the liquidity objective. And so looking for potential accumulations to the upside. Not looking to take out the entirety of the range, to be honest. I don't see that really being taken out. But in terms of indices, I do believe that we can get a pretty nice retracement. Okay. So we're going to go to indices and see if we can get that nice shorting opportunity this week. So the weekly range, the TGIF setup, is from the Monday's low to the current high. Okay. And we may go a little bit higher. That doesn't mean we're going to stop here. We may go a little bit higher, but in terms of targets towards the downside, let me get 3. There it is. Okay, this area gets my attention. So for sure below Asian lows. For sure below Asian lows. We've been one-sided all week, so this is that TGIF type of setup. Same thing over here. The range isn't done, so I'm kind of afraid of putting the range here on this one just because we're really high to the high end of that range. And same thing with S&P. Until I get like somewhat of a retracement, the TGIF is not in play until you get a nice start of the displacement. I mean, previous weekly highs, by, what was it? I think by like halfway through FOMC, I was just like, all right, previous weekly highs. Once we did this final push up, I think Matthew asked me while we were on the call, but somewhere around here, I was just like, you know what? We're just going to continue bullish and we're not going to turn around until probably like after NFP. And, you know, we had a pretty good run up until that previous weekly high. So if you were in the private group, you definitely received that message. That was my second weekly objective. We did hit the second weekly objective. In terms of hitting my initial one, I don't think that will happen this week. I did mention that it might take a couple weeks to get there, so it is what it is. Yeah, these previous weekly highs got smacked. They got smacked around pretty hard. So we'll just wait for indices right now. I'm just waiting for the open here in like 13 minutes. How's everyone's week so far? Has anybody gotten any trades this week? I mean, the longs were super clean this morning. I didn't take anything in terms of longs. I wanted it below the previous Asian low right there. And across the board, I kind of wanted to see the Asian lows get hit before NFP. And so we didn't really get that. So I didn't participate. But the shorts to Asian lows look pretty clean. Did anyone trade FOMC or held through FOMC? Curious. Because on DXY, the more explosive move on currencies, the more explosive move was NFP. But on indices, it was definitely FOMC. One second. All right. Cool. Let's see what's good. EU. Yeah, I mentioned to my team, we're either gonna launch from this hourly or from Asian low, and I was really hoping we'd come to Asian low on EU. But I'm just taking notes for EU. I don't see this yet being the high. Maybe we get another poke up there. And hey, maybe for the rest of the day, it just continues. It can happen. The indices look ready for a little reversal, a little pullback to then just continue. Yeah, initially on FOMC, I took a Dow short, actually. There was divergence on the indices. All the other indices were trading above this high. Dow wasn't. And so I took a short out of this imbalance. And of course, I was aiming for like this true low right here. And I took some partials here at this low. But it was very little partials. Very, very little partials. And basically broke me even. And then that was the only play that I took, FOMC. I was on the wrong side of the market on FOMC. And basically kind of broke even for the week, right? Until NASDAQ yesterday, when you can tell that I wanted to short, but not yet. So it inducing more sellers, right? And yeah, I just took NASDAQ yesterday. After we took out the previous hourly low, right there. Okay, there was divergence between the indices there as well. So there was, this is NASDAQ, and I'll show you guys Dow on the right. At the same time over here. Yeah, right there. There it is. So NASDAQ's low right here. And you guys can see it. Dow's low. And then NASDAQ's low. And those are the same areas. Same areas. So that was the big divergence that I saw on indices. And then we just kept going. Over here we had like a 5-minute or 15-minute imbalance, and I took my first entry based off that. Once we traded above it, came back into it, stop loss below the imbalance, and then this was my second re-entry, and both of them were aiming for that high right there. All right, I put 3 contracts here and then just 1 contract there. Okay, when I do re-entries, my re-entry is never the same size as my main one. Right? And when I do catch re-entries, I make sure that my first one is in enough profit where if my second one was to stop me out, I'd still remain in profit. So strategically getting into the market, not just getting in because I see a second confirmation, and not just getting in because I like this trade a little bit too much, not just getting in for whatever fucking reason, like have a strategy as to why I get back in, and have enough risk management, right? Be aware enough of your risk management to where you're not over risking or over leveraging on the one trade, on the one setup. One setup should not receive 2-3% of your account, in my personal opinion. Okay, if you're somebody that's trying to get funded, pass a challenge, and you're losing, 1 to 2% in one setup, I promise you, you're not gonna pass. If you do pass that challenge, you're not gonna be able to maintain it. Like, that's not maintainable, right? So when you get your first entry, make sure that this one's in profit, right? And that if it were to come back, that you still remain profitable. You don't want a profitable trade to turn into a loss. That's not good trade management. I know a lot of people would say, oh well, it just happens, but it's not. It's not oh well. I promise you guys, like, you can avoid those type of things. Every major loss can be mitigated or avoided. Anyways, let me see this. It was like maybe even the 1 hour, bro. Yeah, it was the 1 hour. Look, it was this 1 hour imbalance here, I believe. Yeah, it was. It was this 1 hour imbalance. And that's how I took it, you know? 1 to 3. And then another one right there, right like halfway through it. And then the stop loss on both of these was just right here below that balance, and they were both. You guys know how futures work, right? It will give you an average. So for example, if I get an entry right here and then I get an entry down here, it will give you an average or profitability point between the two. So my profitability point was like right here. And so my stop loss was right above it. So even though this one got in right here, I had a lot of cushion room for that one. It's not like margin. Margin's a little bit different, but this one in futures, it's an average of both positions. Venno, good afternoon. Greetings from Belgium. What's good, bro? Yeah. The divergence to the downside was super clean. We got another 8 minutes before the opening price. Price action seems to be respecting these bearish imbalances. Breaker, not breaker. What is that? Mitigation candle. Pretty neat. This is that mitigation candle right there. Personally, not in anything right now. And I may not take anything today just because I traded. Pretty sure I traded Monday. I took one trade Monday, broke even Tuesday. Um, took I think like a 0.3 or 0.5% loss. Then Thursday was a nice win. Yeah, no, Tuesday was a 0.5% loss. Then FOMC I broke even. Then yesterday I caught that one win that I just walked you guys through on Nasdaq. And so today I'm probably gonna sit out. It was on multiple accounts. I haven't traded my challenge account much this week at all. And I am break even on the challenge still, just by the way, being very clear with that. Still at break even. I'll definitely share with you guys as soon as I pass it or as I progress through it. Yeah, I see kind of a divergence right now. Some of them are at the high, the other ones are not. We'll see the opening price here in about 6 minutes. 5 minutes. All right. Maybe Nasdaq will pull up to like 50% of this range. I mean, the longs have just been longing all week long. It's crazy. What is that? Tuesday, Wednesday. I mean, we've been longing since, yeah, Monday. Sunday. Not just Monday, but Sunday is still the low of the week. Not just Monday, but Sunday. Across the board, except I think Nasdaq. Let's see. No, yeah, even Nasdaq. It tried to. Nasdaq really did try to, but Asian low on Sunday is still intact. Asian low from Sunday is intact on all three indices. Yeah, I personally probably won't trade today just because I traded almost every day this week so far, and I don't really feel good about that. I gotta get in that habit of not taking trades too out during news. Yo, guys, I know I was mentioning yesterday that I was looking to take a break for the month of December and, a good chunk of January as well to take some time to hone in my craft. And I'm actually taking, two mentorships, not just in trading, but in business too. And so it's going to require quite a bit of my time. And not just that, but my goal is to grow Inner Wealth YouTube channel. That's my main goal. That's my main focus, goal, and everything is to grow this YouTube channel. And my goal was to create consistent content, and the live streams are really easy to do as consistent content. Okay. And so because I'm working on creating consistent content, I thought the live sessions would have been the better way. But honestly, our views are pretty low. Not gonna lie to you guys. Everything since I stopped the 30-day stream, our views had dropped quite a bit. and I haven't seen above 20s in a bit. So I just wanted to bring that up to you guys because it's no one else's responsibility but my own. And so the action that I'm going to take is, I've done this for about 2 months where we've consecutively been live every single day, Monday through Friday, except Thursdays. Okay, for about 2 months. And the views just keep dropping and dropping and dropping. So obviously this isn't the route, or I'm not doing something with the live streams that is creating enough reaction and content and views, right? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to address myself back to what I was doing prior, which is recordings, like recordings of plays, recordings of market overviews, recordings of trades, of live trade executions, recordings of lectures and different tools and resources. And so I believe that that's going to be the way that I'm going to run for the next 2 months or so, is get back into creating content, because I haven't created content in a while. I'm not gonna lie, like video editing is very difficult for me, and I haven't done it in a while. And so that's what I know I need to get back into. There's the opening price, by the way. There's the opening price right there. Yeah, and so just to get back into that creative self, I'm going to take a break from streaming. And of course, again, I am taking 2 mentorships right now. One is on trading and the other one is in business. And so it's going to require me to hone in my craft. Plus, if I'm learning something new, it's very hard for me. Let's say like I'm learning the Midnight Open, right? For those of you who use the Midnight Open, let's say I'm learning the Midnight Open, right? And again, I want shorts on indices overall. Shorts on indices overall. I see some bearish divergence up there starting to happen. Dow took out that high. NASDAQ didn't. S&P did. But NASDAQ did not. Anyways. Let's say we're talking about like the Midnight Open. Okay. But I do see some shorts taking place out of here. I'm not going to lie. I might demo trade it. I'm not going to lie. I did log into my paper account today knowing that I was going to want to trade. And I kind of want to take this short. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to take it, but very low risk. And just know that it's demo. That I'm not trading live today. And then my stop loss would be above that previous high right there. Structure is still bullish on the 5-minute. The only thing that's bearish is honestly that 1-minute right there. Right. And this is in theory with red folders at 9:30 a.m. And give me just 1 second. I'll continue the lecture. And just like momentarily. Again, demo money, nothing real. Is it? Okay, shit. I didn't even look. But sometimes, you subconsciously sign into an account, and I've subconsciously either signed up to like my Top Step, my TradeAvate account, or my TradeStation, and or not like thinking that I'm on a different account and I'm not. Jeez, I've done that too many times. Too many times. Playing with so many different accounts. NASDAQ took that high, made that push higher. S&P push higher. Dow may just take us out, guys, but that is an area in which I take the trade. So this is in confluence with our 8:30 a.m. folders, high impact folders, giving 9:30 Eastern opening price a good reaction for entries. So far, I haven't really caught too many entries after the 9:30, between 9:30 to 10 a.m. But this will go on my study case. Anyways, okay, go back to this. So the reason I'm going to pause is for the following. One, I want to increase inner wealth business, but two, is because let's say I was like learning about midnight opening, right? I'm learning about the midnight opening price, and as I'm learning, I'm marking it out and stuff, and I'm using it. But questions will come up as I mark things out. And my understanding of the midnight open is not there. My understanding of the midnight opening price is not there. My comprehension on it is not there. I don't know why we look at midnight opening price. I don't know what it's used for, how it's used for. Like, I don't have that full experience and hands-on information that I can share with you guys in terms of midnight opening price. And it's the same thing with the strategy that I'm learning. It's called the market maker buy or sell model. And I don't have enough information on it where I can comfortably show you guys and explain to you what I'm learning. And so for me to mark up my charts with stuff that I don't fully grasp yet, and to do that on a live stream, I just find that very difficult. And it's gonna be, and I'd hate for somebody to come on the stream and then run into a day of ignorance where I'm just not, not aware of why price action is doing what it's doing, given that I would be following a new strategy that I don't fully grasp on well enough. All right, so hopefully that makes sense as to why I'm taking a little break. But it's a couple of reasons that pushed me towards this decision. And then, yeah, I mean, I'm more than likely, I'll for sure be back by February. And then, of course, like in December, guys, December for me, it's holiday season. Like I'm with the family in December. Like, there's a lot of family time going on in December for me. The last 2 weeks of the month, just going to be going around, and on the last 2 weeks of December, I'm just going to be, going from family home, shopping and doing all this stuff, end of the year stuff, closing out the books for the business as well, getting ready for taxes. And so I'm going to be creating content for YouTube, and I'll still do live streams, but the only way that you guys will be able to keep up with any of these content, any of the content that's released, any of the notifications or news that I may have for Inner Wealth is through Twitter. Okay, Twitter will have my Twitter handles down here. Okay, Twitter will have everything first. Okay, Twitter will have everything. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna be aiming for mostly, is communicating through Twitter. I'll let you guys know when I post a new video. I'll let you guys know a couple days ahead when I'm about to go live. And yeah. Does that weekly candle on Dow make any sense to you? If you look at all of them, none of them make sense to me. But Sunday's Asian price action being the low of each week of Nasdaq, Dow, ES on all three is very shocking to me. It is very shocking to me, seeing that the low of the week was created on Sunday for all three indices. Hey, good morning, brother. Good morning. Happy Friday. Again, I'm not trading live today, guys. I'm really done for the week. I've taken too many live trades this week, and I'm just not going to keep going. I refuse. And the opposite, only traded Monday, Wednesday FOMC, and looking for precision today. Yeah. Man, I need to sneeze way bad. I need to hella sneeze, but I can't. I don't know why. That's the worst. Yo, let's talk anime if anything, guys. Anybody been watching, keeping up with all these anime shows? Tomorrow's Attack on Titans. Tomorrow's Attack on Titans. You guys know, oh my gosh. I've been rewatching that show all over again. And it's so crazy, bro. It's so crazy. But I love that show even more. Like, I love Attack on Titans even more than I did the first time I watched it. Still blew my mind. The second time I watched it, blew my mind some more. I'm watching it now for the third time, and I only have the 1 hour special that we did earlier this year. I only have that one left to rewatch. But everything up until this point I've watched for the third time, and I love it even more every single time I go through it again. And I think I cry more every single time that I go through it. Like yesterday, oh, now I can't spoil anything. Fuck. I don't know who's watched it, who hasn't. But I watched the Commander Magoth and what's his other name? Keith something. Yeah, both the trainers for each Marley and Eldian. The trainers. Dude, yeah. Such a good show. Yeah, such a good show. Yeah. Anyways, it's just I've been, this time of the year, bro, I'm not gonna lie. This time of the year is when I'm like either studying super hard, cuz I mean now it's too cold to go outside, and I don't really snowboard or skateboard. I have currently a really bad right knee, but I am looking to do more activities in the winter. Either way, it just gets too cold out there. Like I don't mind the winter. I don't like being fucking cold though. Like I don't like it when here in Utah, it is such a dry state. Let me just give you guys that. Like Utah is such a dry state. And given that it's so dry, let's look at the XY just dumping. Given that it's so dry in the winter, even when it's raining and everything, let's see what we're gonna do here. We're gonna reduce our risk right there to that stop loss right there. We're just reducing the risk. And actually no, just gonna break even on that. I'm gonna manage it the way that I would myself, even if it's not demo. There we go. I'm break even on that. There it is. I would have managed it like that. If it was a real account, I would have definitely managed it that way. But yeah, no, here in Utah it's so dry, man. Like the winter here hurt. I don't know if you guys have been so cold that shit hurt. Like you stepped outside and immediately your lips got cracked, your elbows are fucking dry, and your skin is just like hardening. Like that's how Utah is. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. That's how Utah is. The weather over here, it is cold and it hurts. Canada, the wind literally cuts you. Fuck. I don't think there would have been a better description than that. Like that's it right there. That's the description that I was looking for. Dude, like it's so dry. It's like such a dry. I don't mind the summer. It's still dry over here. It's super dry in the summer. Okay, I don't mind the dryness in the summer. But when it's dry and cold, bro, when the snow just falls and it gets hard as soon as it hits the ground, when like the snow is so hard that you don't even step through the snow, like you step on the snow and you don't fall through the snow to the ground, like there's no cushion there. It's just like so hard and iced up that it won't, budge. Like that's how cold it get here. Yeah. And it's just not fun. It's not enjoyable. And so when it's like those days like that, Utah, I mean, it gets fucking cold overnight. When it gets like that, man, you will not catch me outside too much. You will not. Yeah. I'm not much of an ice fisher either. But yeah, you guys will not catch me outside too much when it comes to that weather. Yeah, it just doesn't work out with me. So that's when I really dialed myself in with like some animes, and gotta thank my partner. She also watches all this animes with me, and luckily I have somebody to watch it with. But for sure, if she didn't watch it with me, I wouldn't watch it as much. But yeah, luckily she watches it with me, and then that's kind of our winter. It's either we're studying, bettering ourselves, or watching anime. Is this the year you start One Piece? Oh, man. You know what? My sister and my nephew started watching it, and I watched a couple of episodes, and I've gotten very intrigued. So intrigued that I will start it as soon as it finishes. As soon as it ends, the whole thing, I will watch it. I definitely will. Even without a partner. Because she doesn't want to watch it. she does not want to watch it. She looks at the animation and thinks it's weird. Ice fisher? Yeah, no, actually, bro, like, believe it or not, ice fishing here in Utah is pretty big. Like, we have so many lakes. Kind of like, let me give you an idea. But I mean, guys, price action just kept longing. It's an incredibly bullish week. That's fucking amazing. Cool. I'm super shocked. I'm beyond shocked. I did not expect that. So in 10 years, oh my god, I hope it doesn't end in 10. Every time I hear about One Piece, it keeps saying that we're in the final saga. Like, that's the most I've seen about it recently. It's just saying that it's in the final saga. Anyway, sorry, back to ice fishing. By the way, ice fishing is actually pretty badass here in Utah. I'm not gonna lie to you. If you've ever gone ice fishing, cool. But here in Utah, man, like, we got options, bro. We have more arcs in One Piece. More coming? You mean that Gear 5 is not it? Is not his final form? That there's more beyond that? 4 more arcs? What the fuck? Nah, somebody look up. We're in 2 conversations right now, but back to ice fishing. If you guys look up Utah, we have so many lakes around here, bro. Like, ice fishing's fun. And when it gets to ice fishing, you just get, your little tent. You get your drill. Get your tent set up. You get a nice... And believe it or not, we do have a heater in there. Yes, it's ice, but you still have a heater. It's still cold as fuck. And you still bring a little heater in your tent and everything. And yeah, you drill a hole in the ground and then you just sit there for hours. It's actually pretty badass. I like it. I like it a lot. 4 more arcs is nuts, bro. That's wild. Long term, if you close bullish on the weekly, I mean, my rules remain the same. My rules remain the same. If we close like this on the weekly, I always go with in which direction are we printing? And so then I look at the direction in which we're printing. Cool. You know, all this is the monthly. The monthly just started. Look at that. Okay, if the weekly were to close like this, same thing. I'd ask myself, in which direction are we printing? On Sunday, I'd go over here and I'd be like, okay, cool. In that direction. And so I'm looking at that high. Same thing with the Dow Jones. I'm looking at that high. NASDAQ, I'm looking at that high. You know what I mean? My rules remain the same. It doesn't, yeah, the rules don't change. The conditions change, but rules don't change. I just go about it the same, you know, you just gotta have to understand. Sometimes you're like, your expectation of the market is incorrect and you're on the opposite side of the market. You're not. The thing is like, guys, we're not looking to be correct here. We're looking to follow price. Who cares about being correct? You know, I was very much incorrect about 13,900. Very, very much incorrect about 13,900. And hey, next week when I come back, I'm gonna be like, all right, cool. Which direction are we printing? Upwards. I'm going to be looking for this high and so forth. You know what I mean? You're not going to get it right every time. That's for sure. And that's something that we need to accept is you will not be getting it right every time. You will definitely not be getting it right every time. It's very, very rare, especially when we're at the extremes. Extreme lower low or a higher high. Especially at extremes, you will not get it right every time. You can't anticipate a market reversal. If there's anyone in here that can tell me the characteristics that are need to be met and what day, time we see market reversals, I'm all ears. But personally, there's no way to accurately time market reversals. And so, yeah, you will get it wrong sometimes. It happens, but you just have to reassess. So I got it way incorrect this time. Cool. We get a super bullish week. The strategy that I teach you guys is still 80 to 90% on point when it comes to this one question on the higher time frame. In which direction are we printing? Right? And I'm only focused on closed candles. All right, so waiting another 7 hours to wait till this candle closes, I think it would be the best to anyone's interest, right? The best for anyone's interest to see what would happen at the closure of this candle and then waiting for next week with some clear directional bias. If this week was a little bit choppier and a little bit harder to follow, cool. Next week will be a lot more clear because you have so much more data to follow up with, right? Yeah, 4 more arcs is crazy. Bro, Bash, listen, man. When you are maybe 500 episodes in, you will literally wish for more episodes. I don't doubt that. I definitely don't doubt that. Just 500 episodes sounds wild. You say that so casually. You know what I mean? Like I could just casually watch 500 episodes. But I started, look, just give you guys an idea. I started Naruto with my little sister. I started it back in February. Okay? I started it back in February and we still haven't finished it. We should have like 33 more episodes. To be fair, we do watch a lot of other animes, but I do have my whole life ahead, so 500 episodes doesn't sound bad in that's, I guess, scheme of things. But 500 episodes, you know, I bet I'm gonna fall in love with the show. I don't doubt it one bit. I love stories. And what I've came to realize is that Attack on Titans is just a story about a villain. And we just came really close to that villain. And we agree, dude, because after so many people that Aaron's fucking, sorry, spoilers. After so many people that Aaron's killed, like, you can't say that guy is a good guy. He has reasoning. He has reasoning. So it's like I could sit here and debate with somebody whether he's a villain or a good guy, but he's definitely a douche for what he's doing. And I love him for it. I can't hate Eren. Eren's one of my favorite characters, like anime written characters. Is it MC main character? Yeah. Yeah. Eren's one of my favorite MCs. Good or bad. Like he is one of my favorite MCs. Just the story, man. The storyline is everything. And then rewatching the whole show again, because there's so many mysteries, right? So rewatching the show again was great. Anyways, guys, I mean, everything's just kind of bussing. I did not expect the longs. I really didn't expect more longs, but it is what it is. Yeah, I think we should all just wrap up the week. Have an incredible weekend. Have a great Friday. Trade responsibly. Clap easy. Make sure you guys study and catch up on your Attack on Titans if you haven't, because tomorrow's a new episode. Yesterday was Jujutsu Kaisen, and the day before that was Tokyo Revengers. And if this last episode of Tokyo Revengers doesn't make you fucking ball, we're not on the same wavelength. Just letting you guys know. All right. Definitely gonna start some fucking like an anime show or podcast or something, or reviews on YouTube. I don't know, because there's definitely lots to talk about. I could sit here all day and talk about it. So, yeah, nothing for me, guys. Nothing for me. Just leaving price action as it is, letting things be. And yeah, guys, I just want you guys to know I appreciate every single one of you. I love to see you guys on the call. Definitely took me by surprise how bullish we are. But there we are. I mean, we're super bullish now. So, yeah. Yeah. Again, for me, I'm just going to stay out and enjoy the rest of my Friday. Enjoy the rest of my week. Going to call it a small win this week. About 2%. Small win, but we're there. US 30 longs for 9 a.m. low. It is very probable that we come into this previous area of accumulation and keep going. That's kind of what NASDAQ did yesterday. This is exactly what NASDAQ did yesterday. I just waited for it to build up that liquidity. Right? Remember I sent you guys this picture, bro, on the chat? I sent you guys this picture like this. I was just waiting for NASDAQ to take that downside liquidity, accumulate below, and then boom, long. So yeah, I'm kind of seeing the same thing on Dow, but it's extremely premium. It's extremely bullish. I will personally stay out because we also have bearish divergence there, and it's extremely high in premium. So I won't take any long right now myself, but I will catch you guys. Yeah, I will catch you guys on Monday. Okay, Monday stream. And again, we're only streaming till the week of Thanksgiving. Yesterday I said I'm only streaming till the 24th, and I have to scratch that because the 24th is Black Friday, and I'm not streaming on Black Friday. I already know Thanksgiving, family. I'm gonna be, dude, I might eat so much on Thanksgiving that, yeah, I get in food comas. I wake up like around the open on those days. You know what's cool? I'm not gonna lie to you guys before I wrap it up. Thanksgiving. I think Thanksgiving is like a cool holiday. I know a lot of people, a very unpopular opinion, but I think it's such a cool holiday. I didn't have that in my country. Like in Chile, we don't have that stuff. So when I came here, I thought it was such a cool event. You know, I've definitely turned it into something a little bit differently. I mean, we mainly do like a Friendsgiving, and that I do love. Like that's my favorite. The Friendsgiving is my favorite. You know, all friends get together, share their thoughts, gratitude towards each other, towards one another, and you know, you should always share your gratitude towards your loved ones. But it's cool. Also, people shit on the fact that you should do it every single day, regardless of what day it is. And it's like, cool, yes, I get it, values and all that stuff, but the cool shit is that it's happening, right? And yeah. So, you know, Thanksgiving itself may not be like a cool fucking holiday, but definitely like the Friendsgiving and the energy around it is very cool. And I never had something like that in Chile. So here in the United States, having that connection with all my close friends and doing a really cool day, you know, when we're all cooking and bringing together and chilling together, having a good time together is pretty badass. So yeah, so I won't be streaming on that. The last stream will be the 22nd of November. Okay, so in about 3 weeks, will be the last stream for a bit. For these like New York sessions, there we go. Will be the last stream for these New York sessions. I will still do streams. If you guys want to stay in touch with me though, for sure, Twitter's gonna be your go-to. All right. So again, love you guys. I appreciate you guys. This week was a bit slower for me because I anticipated the wrong side of the market most of the week. But that's fine. It happens. But it is what it is today. I expected some longs and we didn't get it. I expected some shorts and we're not getting it. So I'll see you guys on Monday. Love you guys. Take care. Have fun this weekend. Make sure you visit your families, your loved ones. You stay close to your why. And I will catch you on the next one. Peace. Watch price just dump as soon as I hop off. It does this all the time, but it is what it is. Watch price action just whomp.